shouldn't happen. I'm not fucking happy. It's not, no, not your fault. Like, I'm not happy.
You're going somewhere very quiet here. Yeah, everyone is going now.
No, it's going on my mobile, so
Well, look, very good morning, everybody. Welcome along. We did have some technical difficulties there that kept my beautiful voice from letting you know what's going on today from Home Park, the home of Armagh City. We are streaming on Armagh FC TV. Quite an innovative way forward, particularly at grassroots level for football. More on that in a little bit. I can actually update you on the teams just while you watch the action in the background. And Armagh City playing in the dark blue strips. Jamie Carr in goal, Fitzpatrick on Chev, McGurgan, Murphy, Amaral, Maxwell, McAlinden, Toner, McCread, and one I'm definitely going to struggle with for most of the day, so I'll just refer to their little number 12 as Dennis, and the manager Kyle McCardle. And as for Portstewart, all the way down from the north coast, Jay Sweeney in goal, Conor Campbell, Charlie Carmichael in 3, Max Eaton, one of 2 Eaton brothers on today, George Eaton number 8, Lech, Bell, Beach, Twaddell, Lucas Kyle and Joseph Alexander complete your team lineups. We will just get down to the action. And do forgive my struggling to catch up. It's a little bit of defending to be done by Armagh. And it was Jamie Gargan dwelling on the ball, but Armagh will have a goal kick. Now, as I was saying, quite an innovative idea this from Armagh Football Club. I mean, just imagine Saturday, a traditional day for the wife to nag us blokes into doing the shopping. And, well, this is a nice way if you're sitting in a Tesco car park to keep an eye on your particular young man as he manages, as I say, manages to play his way through whatever competition on a Saturday that he is involved in. As you can see, the goalkeeper for Armagh with a baseball cap on, sun being a big issue. And that in itself is not something that just a shot team effort there on the Armagh goal. No, the sun itself not being something that we have seen plenty of. And I am not the first to have mentioned that it has been a particularly long winter. It is nice to see the sun shining. And that was Charlie Carmichael taking no chances, just popping the ball out of play. And good pressure from Armagh. They do have a corner. And that's Thomas McAlinden retrieving the football, and probably the player charged with taking the corner kick. He does have a colleague in attendance. And that's the corner specialist, Dylan McQuaid. Looks like he's going to hit this one with the left foot, so this will be an in-swinger. The break may have been on the counter-attack, but the referee has called play back. I believe that we had a Portstewart player in an offside, or an Armagh player rather, in an offside position. And that's a long punt forward. And the keeper off his line nice and early. And decent clearance by Jay Sweeney in goal. And a crouching tackle. Theo Twaddell losing out. Well, Two players at the arm in the air. Took a little while before that filtered down to the official on the near side touchline. But that was an offside as Armagh tried to press forward.
Portstewart. Keep it going, come on. Keep going, Toby. Take a ball, lads. He's up.
Well, it's Armagh on the attack. Nice feet from Shane Toner. Doesn't amount to much, and Portstewart look to clear their lines and spark an attack off their own. Well, unfortunate. It's Harry Coulter wearing number 15. So I'm presuming at some stage the lineup has changed. However, Portstewart do have a throw in. Shane Toner takes the throw. It's quite tight in the middle of the park. This is a good break by Portstewart. That's a shot from distance. Kind of optimistic, and that was a decent effort. Just a couple of inches over the top of that Armagh crossbar. I'm very relieved that Jimmy Carr. And that would have been difficult, particularly with the sun in his eyes. The game keenly fought in the middle of the park. Armagh having the better of it. That's a long optimistic ball forward, but again the goalkeeper Jay Sweeney kept his eye on the ball. And no chances being taken. And again, the ball just popped into touch. Well, this Armagh side generally generate an average of 2 goals per game. They did lose a game last week, going down 3-1 to Cliftonville. Well, Armagh City with a free kick. Popped in off the right foot of Danis. They've won themselves a corner kick. Dylan McQuaid is going to take it from the left. Another one coming in with his left foot. This time it'll be an outswinger. Driven towards the back post. Plenty of height on it. Keeper gets a fist to it. Got it out of harm's way. And that should be Portstewart's goal kick. You know, I really should take a stab at Armagh City's number 10. Nagulya-Vicious. Should I attempt that on a regular basis throughout this game? The ball comes out. I thought the little number 2 there was going to take an effort and goal. That's Purish McShane. McShane in a tussle there, out of position. But that was clever play by Keelan Anchief, who managed to just steer the ball back to his goalkeeper. And Armagh, who looked initially like from the long punt they were in an encouraging position, but the ball just running all the way back to Sweeney. Again, more pressure from Armagh. 3 defenders in attendance. The shot eventually coming from McShane. Couldn't really get too much on it. And looking there as we have eyes on Shane Toner. He's hobbling a little bit. That's one to keep an eye on. Number 10, Shane Toner. More good pressure from Armagh. As Portstewart clear their lines. Not a corner this time, referee indicating a throw in on the far side. The long throw indicated. Let's see much purchase he can get on the ball. Ball just thrown into the 18-yard box, pinged about. Portstewart clear their lines, but it's going to come right back at them. That's another encouraging ball, but the referee will blow the offside whistle. And Thomas McAlinden will need to just work on his timing a little bit. He sprang the trap a little too early, too eager there. I'm not entirely sure where he's disappearing to. Well, only one of Armagh forward in attendance in that last break. Made it easy for Jay Sweeney to just launch the ball forward. It seems to be the theme of Portstewart at the moment. This is slightly more encouraging as the ball's lobbed into the box. They did have a few players forward there. The referee is blown for the foul on number 12. And Nagul Vicious still on the ground. And you will notice that when a player does get injured, our team on the ground will pan away from the player while he receives attention, which is of course the right thing to do. I must actually commend the guys working very hard to sort out the initial problems we're having with the transmission of the game. But we are, as you can see, up and running right here on Armagh FC TV on a lovely sunny afternoon. And if you just stumbled across us, they're having a sort of lengthy delay due to one of the players being down and injured. That player for Armagh City, the number 12. Initially, it didn't look like there was too much in the challenge as Portstewart broke forward. But as the referee comes into focus, the player in question back on his feet, and that's encouraging in itself. As we look to get the game back underway, it will be an Armagh City goal kick. Well, we do look like we've another substitute. Jaden Hefferman wearing number 18 for Armagh as Portstewart will look to break forward. And the ball a little difficult to see over in the shadows there. But a little pressure from Armagh City as they look to commit players forward. And Heffernan in lots of space here in the middle of the park. No one really with eyes on the number 18. Nice turn of pace by Portstewart as they look to or from some sort of counter attack, but again that breaks down. Armagh City with another corner kick. Let's see what they can do with this one. It's another outswinger driven towards the back post, and that looks like a goal. A headed effort, and that was a good goal. It's scored by the number 8. And that was a good goal by the tall Maxwell. He knew exactly what he was doing, headed the ball back across the goalkeeper into the corner. And we have the opener. Well, we have is what I believe to be the opener, because we did miss a substantial part of the first half of the game. Portstewart have a throw in on the far side. And again, struggling to mount any form of attack as Armagh winning most of the balls in the middle of the park. And have themselves a free kick here. And Maxwell drives the ball forward. And that's a searching ball. They're through and goal again here. And a good stop from the goalkeeper. From the rebound, another stop from the goalkeeper, Jay Sweeney. Two great saves Just fumbled the ball there a moment before pulling it into his mid-drift. Good goalkeeping from Sweeney as Armagh threatened again. And all that from the original drive forward. The referee coming over to the near side here. He's having a word with not too happy with something on this near side. And as we don't really have sound coming from the ground at the moment, I'm only guessing at something more or less shouted from the sidelines. Let's get back to the action as Sweeney drives the ball forward. The keeper trying to get Portstewart on the front foot. They want a free kick here just outside, or just inside rather, the Armagh City half of the pitch. Jacob Bell takes the free kick with the right foot, puts a bit of fade on it, which in turn makes it easy for Armagh to defend against. And Armagh threatening once again. And Portstewart on the attack here. No one in the centre of the park, and the ball swallowed up easily by Jamie Core. Portstewart not really showing that much ambition as Armagh work the ball out from defence. The referee's called it back here. There's another long, optimistic ball forward. Plenty forward. Maxwell again. He's hit the bar. Or the ball just going over the bar and hitting one of the stanchions behind the goal, or perhaps bouncing back off the clubhouse there. Again, tidy work by Armagh. They're doing most of the good work at the moment, and there's another effort. And too much height. And if you've just joined us, a very, very good afternoon. You join us on Armagh City FC TV. We are covering the game. It's an under-16s tie between Armagh and Portstewart. Armagh at the moment enjoying a 2-0 advantage in play. And as per case in most of the under-16s, if not all of the under-16s games, it's 35 minutes each way. And roughly 10 minutes left of this opening half. And the ball popped forward by Sweeney. You know, Armagh just first to the ball on many, many occasions here. And that was good pressure on the ball. Shane Toner working really hard. There's another effort on goal. The keeper was out. A little bit untidy. He did get the job done, and the referee has given Portstewart the benefit of the whistle, and indeed he has brought the first half of this game to an end. And at half time, at the interval, it's Armagh 2, Portstewart 0. Welcome back, everybody. We're at Home Park, and you're watching courtesy of our friends Armagh FC TV. It's a home game for Armagh as they take on Portstewart. As you can see, they're enjoying a 2-goal lead in the game. And this game early in the second half, and Armagh wearing the dark coloured strip, attacking the goal to our left. If I was to recap the first half, Armagh definitely enjoying the lion's share of the game. Portstewart struggling to find a way back into the match. And that's Jay Sweeney, goalkeeper for Portstewart. And now the goalkeeper with the problems as the sun beats down. And that's something, as I said earlier, we get to see quite a lot of here in Northern Ireland. But the goalkeeper now with his baseball cap on. As Thomas McAlinden pops the ball forward, some defensive duties from Portstewart. And the referee blowing the whistle, and much to the despondency of Dylan McQuaid, the number 11 for Armagh City. It's Portstewart with the throw-in. Conan Campbell now. He's going to take the free kick. Not entirely sure what the referee spotted there, but Portstewart with the benefit. That's a low flat free kick. Just something a little different from Portstewart. Though again, it amounts to nothing. That should be easy for Jimmy Carr, the Armagh goalkeeper. Handball. And referee, not only was he in the right place, but he does have the benefit of the shouts coming from the sidelines. And apologies if you do pick up on the odd piece of choice language. So much part and parcel rather of the game at every level. And again, referee blowing for a handball. And Armagh with a slightly more advanced position to take a free kick. And some 5 yards outside the 18-yard box as Maxwell looks to float this one in with the right foot. I'm going to pop this towards the back post, no doubt. Here we go. Yep, driven towards the back post. The headed effort, it's a goal. Oh, straight out of the textbook. That was a great free kick. And from the free kick of Maxwell, it's another goal for the home side. And that's an assist for Maxwell. And you would be right, they kind of am trying to confirm the goal scorer if he would give me the benefit of turning around. Nope, that's not going to happen. So Portstewart with it all to do, they're now fighting a 3-goal deficit in the game. But I'm sure you'll agree if you watch that, that was a perfect, it's just as we watch one of Portstewart's rarer ventures forward. More encouraging for them if he can release the ball just on the outside of the 18-yard box. The danger temporarily thwarted by Armagh, who in turn have won themselves a free kick. But as I was saying, if you did see that free kick, it was Maxwell took the ball with the right foot, popped it in towards the far post. Definitely something they've worked on, and as I say, a perfect textbook header. And Armagh were more or less taking control from midway through the first half of the game, and perhaps feeling they should have had a free kick there, but the referee disagrees. They will press on though. Portstewart with more defending to do. And indeed they have done just that. Fitzpatrick now with the throw in for Armagh. He sizes up his options. A little bit of movement up the side there, but oh, that should be a free kick. That was a dangerous challenge from number 6, Jimmy Murphy. The referee will not brandish a yellow card on this occasion. But it has given Portstewart another free kick and another chance to hoist the ball into the Armagh box. Let's see what they can do with it. Again, it's a low one. And again, it's defended by Armagh. I think Portstewart thought that they had a free kick there. The referee perfectly positioned and decided no. It will be a throw in. Fair play to the person that invented the whistle. I mean, the whistle's so important in the game. It just lets me know, gives me proof that the referee is making decisions in the game. So well done, that man. It's tidier from Portstewart. And again, good pressure from Armagh. That will continue as Dylan McQuaid puts more pressure on the Portstewart defenders. Armagh still with possession of the ball. The referee halting play for something when I'm not quite sure which. And as you can see, some of those Portstewart players, they will agree. I think it's a free kick to Armagh though. Well, the referee just deciding that drop ball was the required decision on that occasion. The ball ended up in the shadows on the far side, which makes it just a little more difficult for you and I to see what's going on over there. Hey, we're not complaining. Portstewart side are not enjoying a rich vein of form, just winning one of their last 5. And their last defeat was at the hands of Ards, where they went down by 2-1. Plenty of confidence in the passing ability of these Armagh players. Oh, that's a crunching challenge. The referee will blow the whistle, and I would be surprised if Max Aiken does not get a yellow card for that, the number 5. We know Jimmy Gargan with that crunching tackle. The referees decided to let it go, but Portstewart have a free kick. 2 incidents there, and because I don't have the benefit of slow replay, but the referee does have the book out. And, I'm not entirely sure for whom at the moment. The referee didn't really make it clear there who he was booking. One thing I'm quite certain of is Portstewart have a free kick. It'll be taken by Kai Beach. He's going to take this with the right foot. Let's see what Portstewart can conjure up in this instance. That's just waiting on the referee here. He's issuing instructions to tussling players along the 18-yard box. Taken short, not very effective, cut out immediately by Armagh, who looked to get a counter-attack on the way. Not too many, they've got players streaming forward now though. Perhaps should have made more off that attack, Armagh. Dylan McQuaid bust a gut to get forward there, but the ball obviously not good enough. Slightly more encouraging from Portstewart here, but the referee again has penalised them and given the free kick to Armagh, who again are quite keen to get on their way with another counter-attack, which has been stemmed for the time being by Portstewart. And the action just moving a little bit too quickly there for our cameraman, but it was another effort and goal by Armagh. The ball just sailing over the box, much to the relief of Jay Sweeney. Oh, referee at the moment just a little bit whistle happy and deciding that the goal kick wasn't taken correctly. I take that back, what I said about the whistle being an ingenious invention. One can just hear too much of it.
Who's the winner?
Oh, nice little skill there by Conan Campbell. He took the ball just on the upper quadrant of his leg and killed the momentum in the ball. It was tasty. Nice feet. That's good play by Portstewart, working their way into the 18-yard box. And eventually a tackle coming in by Jamie Murphy. But again, more encouraging signs from Portstewart. 50-50 ball. Armagh, the beneficiaries, just a little scrappy at the moment. Maxwell now, he'll get the ball forward. A bit too much on it though. And that should be popped out of play, and good defending by Portstewart. Good play by Latch. They look to take the free kick quickly. Nothing really on, so it gives a chance for the Armagh players to reset and get back into their chosen positions. And again, the referee is seeing something he doesn't like. I'm not sure if the ball was moving when the free kick was taken, but it'll be a retake. Oh, there it is. Not taken from the right position. Oh, bit of a miss hit. And there's another counter-attack coming to an end. But every time Armagh lose the ball, they seem to be first to it. Sweeney putting his laces through it, trying to get Portstewart in the front foot. Oh, this is good. This is good play now. Can he get a shot away? Oh, great tackle. Yeah, defence for Armagh deserve it of the plaudits today. They're working very hard. Anytime Portstewart do get into an encouraging position, danger snuffed out. That'll be an offside to Portstewart, far side, just outside the shadowed area. Should I say the shaded area? Keeper deciding to leave it. He didn't come off his line as perhaps quickly as he should have. The Armagh goalkeeper. And that was better from Portstewart, and to their credit, they haven't let their heads go down. Still feel perhaps there's a way back into this game. Portstewart do have goals in them as a side. Their biggest win to date was at home to Maiden City, where they thrashed them 6-2. They play their football up on the north coast at Mullacall. It's approximately a 1-hour drive from Belfast up to St John's Close.
Seconds off him.
So plenty of time for the young lads to meditate on the way home this afternoon, should they not get back into this game, and all indications are that will not happen. Those of you thinking of the north coast at the moment, sun might be out, but the temperature, I can tell you, is still quite nippy. Oh, needless to say, I don't have my swimming tackle in the boot of the car. Yeah, a little bit of room here for Portstewart in the middle of the park. Again, that momentum breaking down. Armagh working hard in the midfield area. Maxwell, there is a ball on up the right-hand side. That's exactly what happens. The through pass was on, but just not executed. And initially, I did think the player's control was going to let him down. The referee has given a free kick to Armagh. Or has he given a yellow card to an Armagh player? Let me see.
Well done, Callan. Well done, Callan.
No, the referee has brandished a yellow card, and Portstewart, the recipients of that yellow card, as Armagh send another ball deep down into the defensive third of Portstewart, but they in turn have managed to defend, and they have a thing that Portstewart players about taking free kicks while the ball is still in motion. Referee has called another one back again, and it's all to do with stealing yardage. And there's another headed effort. Portstewart almost found the net.
Who was picking him up, Callan?
One can say they are getting closer to scoring a goal. Still plenty of running in the Portstewart players. Shane Toner, good ball forward by Toner. He finds strike partner Maxwell, and through on goal. Well, that was an effort for Thomas McAlinden. Not quite sure how he missed it and fluffed his lines. With just the goalkeeper to beat, you can't see he's not too chuffed with his effort there. And if he watches this back, well, he might learn from it, but a little bit of better poise in front of goal. And it was another opportunity for Armagh, which they have squandered. I really hope you're enjoying this game this afternoon on Armagh FC TV, bringing local grassroots football to you. As we watch Portstewart here at another flurry forward. It's quite tight out there at the moment. I mean, both sets of players giving everything in the middle of the park. And plenty of commitment coming from both sides. But you know, I just didn't have anything like this when I was that age playing football. Yeah, okay, it might have been like a long time ago, but that's not the point. I would have given anything to have been able to watch myself back. Even though it might have been slightly embarrassing because I wasn't one of the more skillful players. And I have to say, like, the level at which the infrastructure has moved on from those years ago is very, very impressive. But not only the facilities have improved an awful lot, but the officiation at the games. As I say, the infrastructure is just amazing, looking at it from the outside in. And of course, there is ourselves Exporte, who are giving you the opportunity to witness your son if he's playing here today. It's a nice way of keeping an eye on him, watching his progress, watching how he gets on with his teammates. Now here comes Armagh again. It's Maxwell in an encouraging position, takes a shot on, lobs the goalkeeper. And the ball just going over the box. Had the right idea, perhaps just the wrong execution. You can see what he was trying to do, but a little bit too high. Oh. And Portstewart getting the angles all wrong.
Finish it strong, mate. Keep moving it.
Well, that's an injection of pace. Jamie Murphy doing really well. It was the battle of the number sixes, and Jamie Murphy trying to keep up with his Portstewart counterpart, who just switched on the afterburners there. Well, there was a push over there. I spotted it. The referee didn't. At least if he did, he just allowed play to continue. The game flowing this way, and that's another good ball by Maxwell. And it had Thomas McAlinden in attendance. Portstewart defending. However, Armagh City have a corner kick on the far side. Shane Toner will take it. The number 8 for Armagh City, Maxwell, does cut an imposing figure when he's in the 18-yard box. Let's see what he can do here. Ball driven towards the back post. It's another headed effort at the back post. It's an overhead, and it's a great goal. Oh, that was perfection. What a great goal. And that would have graced any Sky Sports football match. That was just a brilliant goal. And I'm sure plenty of young lads dream of scoring an overhead kick, and that one was just executed to perfection by Rhys Coyle. Lovely goal. And indeed, it's moved Armagh into an even more commanding lead in the game. And one would think, with not too much left in the match, that will be that for this afternoon. And it's really just down to Portstewart trying to save face in this one. Eventually the referee blowing the whistle.
Rio! Channel! Options, Rio!
Portstewart in one of their brief encounters into the Armagh box. Again, it's been well defended.
Don't stop doing the game, you want a clean sheet here.
Oh, good interplay by Portstewart.
Shift across.
A shot from distance, but no trouble for Jamie Carr. Plenty of purchase in the free kick, or the goal kick rather, from the goalkeeper.
Okay, get it back, get it back.
McShane working hard for Armagh. That was loose from Portstewart. Armagh pounce on it. Another effort and goal, and it's another one. Another well executed shot. And this time the goal coming from Declan Hines. Yeah, Portstewart players realising it's just not to be their day here in the sunshine at Home Park. They're still showing some enthusiasm and some endeavour. And Armagh enjoying plenty of the ball. Jamie Murphy showing the confidence that's kept them going throughout the game, and here they come with another attack. The referee blowing the whistle and giving Portstewart a free kick, not for the shoulder barge, just a player in an offside position. Absolutely nothing wrong with the challenge. Portstewart just simply haven't had an answer today. Well, there's another opportunity, a loose back pass that almost I say, give Portstewart an opening and a chance to score their first this afternoon. It wasn't taken though. And again, Jamie Carr doing well between the sticks for Armagh. Portstewart unable to capitalise. But again, it's Armagh's turning defence into attack, and a shot from distance. Trying to catch the keeper out, but getting the angles all wrong. But one is starting to believe now these Portstewart players will be relieved to hear the final whistle. And a chance for them to lick their wounds on the way back to the seaside. Not over yet though. But Armagh, look, as you can see, they're keen to keep pressing when they're out of possession. Still intent and running. Portstewart claiming a corner here. I don't think the referee's going to give it. A little bit of dissent there, but I don't think the referee's going to get involved. It's just frustration. Frustration born out of a thrashing is perhaps the best way of putting it. And Armagh City have been on it today. There's no getting away from it. Portstewart simply haven't had an answer. Although they haven't let their heads drop, they're keeping going, the Portstewart players. And that's good play. Although, you just get the feeling that Beach ran himself down into a dark alley, a cul-de-sac at which there was no escape. We're heading towards the last couple of minutes plus stoppage time off the game. And again, Portstewart trying to fashion any type of goal. Or that was a bit of a scuffed effort, and again, Carr was all over it. Portstewart still passing the ball. And Armagh still defending with confidence. And that was another ball sent in the general direction of Luke Slim to get on the end off the number 17 for Armagh. Nice play from Charlie Carmichael. Carmichael's still on the ball. Lays it off. And there's the that was a ball hit with a little bit of, shall we say, venom. A little bit of ambition, but again it comes to nothing as Armagh work hard to clear the lines. It's driven in towards the keeper, and the referee is just blowing the final whistle. And the game comes to a close. It has finished up here at Home Park. A commanding 5-0. Armagh City have finished out winners, and a beleaguered Portstewart side will hit the reset button. On behalf of Exporte and Armagh FC TV, many thanks to you guys for watching, and you can join us on this channel again soon. Thank you and good afternoon.